Guys, this is our online version of our lighting episode that we're in right now, module. Okay, we're going to start off with the compact fluorescent. This is a compact fluorescent. They're labeled by the number of pins, the size of how many tubes, and the wattage of the lamp. This is a 42 watt, 4-pin fluorescent. Now remember, fluorescents also, in all these lamps, also have their Kelvin's ratings. So you not only have to get the pins right, the wattage right, you want to get your Kelvin's ratings right for your color. Now we're going to skip over to, this is an HID lamp. This is a high pressure sodium lamp. This is your orange light. This is anytime you see when you're in a parking lot or a building that's producing orange light, this is what a high pressure sodium is. If you look at the element inside the high pressure sodium lamp, anytime you see this lamp or that element, you know that's a high pressure sodium lamp. This is a 150 watt medium base. You see the size of the base compared to the mogul base. Medium base, mogul base. This medium base is the same base that you have for your light fixtures at home, but you screw these in, they won't work, trust me. So we have basically a 150, a 70, and this is a 250 watt high pressure sodium. Okay, so when you look at the size of the element inside, the bigger the element, obviously the bigger the bulb. 250, 400 watt. Now one thing to do with high pressure sodium, when you're if you're seeing a bulb that's just turning off and then turning back on, turning off, turning back on, that's your bulb's going bad and you need to replace it. It's called cycling. Okay, when it's cycling will kill the igniter, which we're going to get into that over there. So anytime you see the bulb going in and out, you need to replace it ASAP, because you just took a $20 repair and made it about a $70 repair without replacing that lamp. Right here we're into, this is our oldest style. This is the Mercury vapor lamp. This is a 250 watt Merc vapor. If you look in the old barn lights, like at your grandma's house or wherever, they had 175 watt Merc vapors. The problem with Merc vapor is it loses 50% of its illumination after the first year, and then every year after. So after about 5 years, that bulb is pretty dim, but it's still using the full 250 watts. This is the more equivalent today. This is a metal halide. Look at the envelope inside the metal halide bulbs. See how that style is? Anytime you see that, you know this is a metal halide bulb. Now they also have metal halide pulse start, which is a different style of metal halide, but all of these bulbs are metal halide bulbs. This is a 1500 watter. This is what you're going to see in the stadium lights. This is a 400 watter. This is going to be in your bigger wall pack and lighting for pole lights. This is a 400 watter too. If you see the difference in the size of the lamps, but they're both, the envelopes are the same size, so they're equivalent 400 watts, but this is an ED28. And you see right there, it'll say ED28 on the lamp, and this is a regular 400 watt metal halide. This is probably a 250, and it is. And this was probably a 175 that was used for like a flagpole light or in a small light. What I've noticed is these smaller bulbs, these ones don't last as long, and even this ED28 compared to the full-size envelope bulbs. Yeah, I think it's because they're smaller, but they're made to fit in a smaller housing and casing. That's why they don't last as long. Again, medium base, mogul base. So when you're ordering lamps out of a catalog, you're going to need to know base size, glass size, wattage, and everything out of this. And you will be tested on this actually in time, so you better pay attention to everything, that the lamp size, the base size, and the wattage on that lamp. Okay guys, this is our online class for what we're working at with our lighting right now. So today we're going to start with the different styles of HID lighting bulbs. This is a high pressure sodium bulb. I want you to look at the element inside. You see how it has that long element. This is high pressure sodium. It's the orange light that you're going to see. This is a 250 or 400 watter. This is a 250 watt. You see how this element's smaller compared to the 400 water? That's going to tell you that that's more of a, this should be like a 70, and it is a 70. Now look at the size of this one and this little one. This is called a medium base. This is a mogul base. If you look at the mogul base compared to the medium, but the size of the lamp inside, this is still a 150. So this is twice the bulb as this one, because you could tell by the size of the envelope inside. Okay, medium, mogul, high pressure sodium. This is a compact fluorescent fixture. This is a 42 watt. These come from 7 basically to 42 watts. Okay, coming over here, we're having our HID metal halide. This is an original Merc vapor bulb right here. This is a 250 watt Merc vapor. Mercury vapor was the original output of HID, but it got replaced because it does not hold its illumination. Again, we have the same exact thing. Look at the difference of the envelopes for a metal halide. You see the style, the way it looks? It's not like a high pressure sodium. Instantly you could tell high pressure sodium, metal halide, just by the envelope inside the bulb itself. Now the size of the envelope indicates the size of the bulb. This is like a 1500 watt one you'd find in the actual stadium lights. These are all 400 watters. You see how these envelopes are both the same. These are both 400 watt metal halide bulbs. You see how the difference in size? This is called an ED28 bulb. ED28 smaller. The envelope smaller, but the actual wattage and the usage of the bulb is the same. I've used the same ballast in it, the same everything. It's just the enclosure size. Okay, this is a 250 watt metal halide, and this is probably a 175 watt flagpole light metal halide. See how small it is, and it's on a medium base. I've noticed myself personally, the smaller bulbs don't last as long as the bigger ones for their size, for their heat. And it's the same with this ED28 bulb compared to the 400. These seem to die sooner, and I think it's because they're trying to squeeze it into that small envelope.